Okay, everyone, welcome to the Divine Healing Channel. My name is Jane. I was guided to come and bring this message today for the collective. If you're new here, welcome, and I'll just explain just briefly what I do for my readings. They've asked me to pick out these cards. I'll pick out 2 cards, put them up there, read them at the end, along with this book. They're asking me to pull something out of this book at the end of the reading, and everything that will come from these 2 cards and this book will be everything that they talk about in the reading. Now, I did write down a few things that I thought that this reading could be about. I was seeing a lot of 1, 2, 3 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. The number 10s, 10, 10 constantly. Number 12, number 13, 11, 11. The other thing is I was doing a meditation this morning and I had this vision. I was standing like at the head of a woman and, her legs were open and she was birthing a child. And that child, when it was being held up, it was a male child. It was wrapped in blue, so it told me it was a male child. It had like instead of like a cry, it was, it was probably crying, but it was like sound waves. I don't know if you can see what I wrote down, but it was like kind of like sound waves here. And I actually even wrote down like it reminded me of dolphins and the sound, like how how they would show you like that echo sound that they do, that sonar type thing. So that's what it was, and it was like the rings were just beautiful, and they were like a luminous light, but they were like invisible to the eye. So I was thinking it was either it had to do with like new children were being born, or in the last few years perhaps. And then I started to think, it was, and then I realized I think it might be a new group of people that are awakening, and it's like the next wave. So it's possible that's the case. Now, I do believe whoever this is for, you're having, in your dream state, you're having a lot of dreams, and those dreams seem to be of what's going like things that are happening either in the near future, or you're having a lot of in your dreams you can have a lot of deja vus and stuff like that, and you're just thinking like, oh, this is all weird. But honestly, I think that you could be awakening into the new vibration of the earth. And then they asked me to bring out my dream dictionary, so I was kind of flipping through that a little bit, and the word reading came up, and I thought, okay, so that means knowledge. That means, perhaps you're seeking knowledge or you want to seek knowledge. And then the word psychic came up in that too, and it was like, okay, so understanding on a deeper level. And then I thought dreams form spiritual realization. Look into this further. So I'm thinking that maybe your dreams, you need to start writing it down, like keeping like a journal or something, or analyzing those dreams when you're in your waking hours. The other word that came up to me was the word reaping. Now, reaping is like, like reaping an award for work that you've done. And I put like a little heart here even. Also, I put a hurtful act could return to haunt us. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my throat. And then I wrote down Grim Reaper. So the Grim Reaper refers to like the death. So you have the death and then you have the birth. So I don't know if maybe you're going through some emotional stuff that's, like going to be like the death of your old self to birth in this new self. And I'm not really sure about these sonic wave things, what that's about. I think that maybe, I even actually think that these new children that are going to be born onto this earth, like that have been the past few years, or that are going to be birthed in this new timeline, I think that those children, those babies, they're going to have, like, they can just, when they start speaking, they're going to be activating people and not even realize it. And I believe that's already happening now, but I think that's going to increase with another wave, because they're saying like and I think those children are going to wake those parents as well. Like those parents are going to become more in tune, is what I just heard. Okay, ooh, I got the chills. They're all moving in here now. The other thing too is that the color red, and then they showed me the word Indian, and they said red Indian. I'm like, what does that mean? And then I realized, well, natural, and then instincts and wisdom, because Indian culture, there's a lot of wisdom, and they teach them to trust their instincts of nature and of themselves. So I believe that the color red might have a lot to do with Gaia and connecting to Gaia. And that red also refers to the root chakra. So perhaps grounding would help you in some way. Okay, so now that I did all that, I'm just going to pull out one of these cards each. And, oh, for everybody that is, has already subscribed and is coming back to watch other videos, like, welcome here. This is a place where there's no judgment. It just comes from a place of love. Any messages that I bring forth for you is for your highest good. Accountability. Yes, I'm being accountable for, everything that I say. These messages are brought here from your guides, from your ancestors, from your angels, and they just use me as a tool to deliver the message. So they're going to have me pull out these cards. I'm ready, Spirit, when you are. Okay, here we go. Action. It's in reverse, though. 3-3. So I was actually seeing a lot of 3s. I just didn't write them down. So 3s also could be all right, Spirit. Okay, I already shuffled this. They want me to cut this one. Ooh, this one? Number 43. All right, Spirit. Now what? Okay, they asked me to bring out the, what was it called? Child healing or something? Inner child. They're asking me to stop for a moment. What is it that you want? They're asking me to bring down my big deck. Okay, this is a deck that I made myself for anyone that's new. You need discipline to work with the divine. It is a commitment of surrender. They also had me put healing music on. It's called Pray and Let Jesus Fill Your Life with Healing, Energy, Unlimited Blessings, Miracles, and Divine. Oh, divine spelled wrong. We don't like when you stand your ground. Yeah, no, that's not. Okay, so that's the one they wanted there. Working towards positive change. Looking for stable energy, but that was in reverse. Reaching out to you. Yeah, I think Spirit is trying to communicate with you somehow. Destroying themselves. That was in reverse. It's not that one. It's not that one. Okay. Guess they're going to get me to... Yes, you can do this. I wonder if you've been asking yourself something. Okay, this card is like screaming at me, so that's the one. I just heard yes. Oh, look at that. I just, sorry, Spirit, I closed that up and I didn't mean to. It was, it said, oh, I don't know, open something. Open to receive or ready to receive or something like that. Okay, I'm just going to mix these up. They're going to have me pull cards out through the reading. So I'm just going to set these aside. Oh, was it this one, Spirit? It's for your highest good. No, it wasn't that one. No. Okay. Every time I go, listen, I don't have anything wrong with my throat, but every time I go to do a reading, I have the worst things going on with my tongue's all tied in knots, or my throat is going on. It's just something doesn't want this message or messages that I deliver to the collective to be heard. Oh my gosh, look, and I was just talking about that those deja vus, look. Absorbing unwanted energy. Yeah, so that deja vu, I was actually just talking about that. I think that's what's happening. You're seeing a lot of deja vus, but or those dreams that are happening and you don't know what the hell is going on. And you're just trying to, you know, I think you're trying to stay quiet about it. I don't think you're really doing a lot of talking, but I think that's why something came up earlier about yeah, I just saw the card symbols. I think that's why, because they're like, you know, it's the it's a sign. It's not, well, I guess it's a, they're trying to show you something. I don't know what they're reaching out to you through the deja vus. It might just be a little snippet of time. I mean, you could just be washing dishes even and just look out the window just at that right moment and see that, you know, bird that flies by just as something's falling out of a tree or just something, you know, so insignificant. But they're trying to draw your attention to it. And I'm not really sure what's going on here. I think it's because you're awakening and you're seeing things differently. You're seeing things for sure. Okay, but you need the discipline if you want to make this happen. But you're probably even like, is this even happening? Can I even do this kind of stuff? And they're saying, yes, you can, because that's how they're reaching out to you. You just keep working towards some kind of positive change. It's not this one? No, they want this deck first. Okay. Let love guide you. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. Because these deja vus, it's coming from like ancestors and stuff like that that are having these conversations with you. Okay, Spirit. So you need discipline to work with the divine. It's a commitment of surrender. Yeah. Follow what you're being shown to do or not do. Okay, Spirit, what do you want us to know for this side here that they're reaching out? Okay. Disappointment is not the end. Maybe you've tried and you just, there is hope even in the darkest of nights. Accept what is. Spirit, I don't know what you're trying to say here. Breathe in, practice breath work today. Okay. Maybe you've had some kind of disappointment, but they're saying to practice that breath work. Okay, so you want the, look, and that's number 10 too. Look, disappointment is not the end. Maybe you've been disappointed. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to tell you before I started, I thought was really strange. This little key here, oh, now it fell down, but no matter how many times, I just ended up leaving it there. And then I looked over here, and didn't I see this big key sticking out with a wing right next to it? And then the glasses kept flopping out. It wouldn't lay down. It kept standing up, and it was acting weird. And I'm just like, so it had to do with like that reading. You might even wear glasses or wear reading glasses or something. Okay, so disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest of nights. That's why they're reaching out. Okay, so the positive, working towards positive change is that breath work. So practice breath work today, because that deep breaths that you take, like in through your nose, a hold for like 4 seconds or whatever, and then release it. Do that at least 3 times. I mean, you can practice that all through the day, because really that deep breathing, it resets the brain. So if you're like catching yourself doing something or saying something, you could just, or your emotions are starting to build in you, you can just take that deep breath and then release it. You might have to do, how when they say count 10 up to 10 times, well, the breath work is the same but faster. Because some people start off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what I mean? Like instead of actually doing the breath work. Like when we were kids, that's what we would do. Be like, okay, I'm going to count to 10 before I come after you, because, you're trying to control yourself. And then you just do it like really rapidly, and then you go after your sibling. Yeah. So that's what, I don't know why I got that vision, but a time to remember. Look back on your childhood. Oh my gosh. And I just literally, spirit. I just literally said that. There is hope ahead. Have courage and take heart, for there is hope. Look at that. So I think you're struggling. They're reaching out to you. I think you're having like some hopeless thoughts or something. You can do hard things. Look, yes, you can do this. You can do hard things. Look, even this ship. Oh my gosh, look, and there's a dragonfly there. There's 2 dragonflies. One there and one there. You can do hard things. It is not impossible as it may feel. Oh, Spirit. Yeah, you do not have to do it alone. Reach out for support at this time. See? And it's talking about reaching out to you. Well, you need to reach back. They're saying reach back. They are reaching out to you through deja vus. Yeah, see, this time to remember, it's not just your childhood either. It's a time to remember, like, your actual soul being, like the light that you carry within you that's been stomped out with society. It's been stomped out of all of us. Pull yourself close, yeah. Every part of your being is deserving of love. Yeah, I think you're having some trouble with having hope. Do what you need to do. It may be difficult, but now is the time. Yeah, the awakening. It's time. I never saw this card before. Look at all the stars even. But she's like standing in a little pond where it's like mushrooms and whatnot there. There's a light on her back too, see? That's spirit. Pull yourself close. Okay. Is there anything else in this deck? You are wanted. Yeah, I think you're feeling unwanted. Oh my God, be present. I've never seen this card before. Find clarity in the moment. There is a home waiting within. Okay, so they want me to put that be present. Find clarity in the moment. That's beautiful, that card. I never saw that card before. It's okay to be misunderstood. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, when you're going through the awakening process, you're probably not resonating with the people that you're used to, you know, like your husband or your girlfriend or your children, even your mother, like your, you know, yeah. It could be just anybody, really. Okay, so what message do you want here, Spirit? So number 10 is disappointment is not the end. And this is, you need discipline to work with the divine. Okay. You know, what they're talking about is that you need that discipline. That means that you need to show up in the world. You need to do the breath work. You need to find that peace. You have to be present to do this. When you do that, and you have courage and take heart, there is hope. There's like hope ahead. They'll lead you. They'll help you. And that's why they're bringing those deja vus. I think they're coming to you in your dreams straight. Look, career transitions, change, excitement, opportunity, and advancement. That's what disappointment is not the end. You're going to have this whole, look at this, and the wings even, look. So you get the wings here, and then you get the wings there. And then that other card, that card had wings too. I think your angels are here. Here we go. What is this? Working towards positive change. Okay, breath. Okay, so this is practice the breath work. Number 7. Working towards change. Positive change. Working towards positive change. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what they're saying here. You can easily do this change. Walk away from this dark. And look, she's even coming from the dark. If you look here, like this dark forest, look, she's even coming from this dark room and heading towards the divine. They'd even come out on that. Geez, Spirit, that's mind-blowing. So what do you want here for the breath in? Yeah, you can do that any time of the day. But when you're really emotionally charged, I heard them say, it's best to be outside if you're highly emotionally charged. Look at that. I didn't realize that card is number 3, look. So you have 3, 3, and then 3. Okay, Spirit. Oh, you want me to cut it? Okay. Look at that. Working towards divine magic, towards positive change, wishes, goals, dreams, accomplishment. And I even talked about the dreams and the deja vu. That they're contacting you through dreams and deja vu. Wishes, goals, dreams, accomplishment. Yeah, that's working towards precious. And you know what? I saw the card that came up in here that said symbols. And that's what they're talking about with those symbols. Like, example, like the keys, the glasses, those are symbols. So they have, oh my gosh, they even have a book here and a crown, a heart, a microphone, an eye. Oh my gosh, look at that. That looks just like that, doesn't it? But these are 2 different decks. Look. See how these are 2 different decks? Oh my goodness. But look at this one. See how it has, let me put this down here. See how it has that there? And then look, that has that same symbol right there. I don't know if you can see that because it's so tiny, that second one. But the first one, and then you have that, that little teeny one right there. That's the exact same symbol as that. You could be even seeing rainbows of colors. See how they have all these colors swirling here? You could be seeing these colors. Those are all ways that Spirit will talk to you. You could be seeing lizards too, because I keep seeing, oh my goodness, those dragonflies as well. You could be seeing those kind of things. Those are actual messages from Spirit. Yeah, have confidence. That's right. Strength, balance, prepared, and tranquil. That's there's hope ahead. Number 35, reaching out to you. You know what? And you see, like, look at this. See these lights that are coming down? And, you know, like this looks like just such like an angelic place. Really, it does. Yeah, actually they look like ley lines even. Yeah, see, that looks like, it's like some kind of spiritual place. Oh, can you see that? See that very well. It's beautiful, I know that. Okay, Spirit. What else? What do you want to go for? There is hope ahead. Have courage and take heart, for there is hope. Yep, Spirit is definitely reaching out to you. Perfect timing. That was in reverse, though. Okay, what does it say in reverse? Unfortunate, struggle, disorder, resistance. That's because yeah, because I think you feel hopeless or something. That has to do with that emotion. But I mean, you know, when things are changing, that's what you go through. And see how you have the dark and the light here, just like you have the dark and the light there. It's all in perfect timing. So maybe you're just in this mode of needing to heal, needing to kind of like absorb. Look, and that's back on the bottom again. Have confidence. You want this here. I heard yes, you can do hard things. Yes, you can do this. Have confidence that you can do this. Is number 25. And 41. What's the number of this one? That's number 19. That's that one. 17. And this one's 29. Yeah, they're telling you to have confidence. Yeah, see, and these again are all messages, just like that came from this one here. Like, yeah, they keep showing this over and over. Renewed connections. They're trying to communicate with you with all these different things. Is there anything else in this thing here? Okay. So, no. Be the real you. Yeah, look at this. See how she's like peeling off this old suit? You know, because when we're raised in the 3D world, we are who society wants us to be, who our friends and family wants us to be, but really who we truly are inside. You don't usually let that come out. And when you finally do, you're going to find all this freedom, authenticity, uniqueness, and courage. Yeah, because they're even talking about courage here, to have that courage. Where was that? Oh my goodness, look. A reality check. That was in reverse, though. Indifference, inactive, misguided, and unmotivated. Reality check. The unicorn. And that's like a silver butterfly. Number 31. Okay. So I'm going to keep that on the top. I'm keeping both of those out. Might have something to do with the reading later. Okay, Spirit. Embrace peace energy. Yeah, peace energy. That's what would happen if you, yeah. It's an awakening. It takes time though. There's a lot for you to learn. Addicted to drama, cause you're bored, but it was in reverse. So, is there anything else here? It was supposed to be this one. Grab the bull by the horns. Yeah. They're asking you to take this. You are a rare being. Look at that. Again, I don't know if you see these. Oh. All right, Spirit. No, one more. Teaching you a lesson you soon won't forget. Releasing the old and negative people. Look at that. Release old and negative people. And I think that's what has to do with Oh, and I was trying to say that earlier about when you're in a state of changing and you're releasing old things. Sometimes you have to release the old people that are in your life too. And that's hard to do. But, you know, sometimes you just don't see eye to eye. You know, one day you just wake up and your husband doesn't seem like your husband and your wife doesn't seem like your wife and your kids are different and your sister and brothers are different and your parents are different and your whole community doesn't think like you, and, you know, the people that you work with don't seem to be on the same frequency, is what I just heard. Frequency. Okay. But there, you know, you can find this peace for yourself. Okay, Spirit, is there anything else? They want me to read the Be Present card. Be Present, number 3. I thought you'd ask me to read the Breathe In thing. Be present. The only time we possess is the time we are presently in. While it is prudent to plan for the future and wise to remember the past, the present is where your life truly resides. If we outsource our happiness to future plans or past memories, then we lose the gift of the present day. In the end, our life will amount to the collection of our many small moments, the moments of every day. If you have pulled this card, then it may be time to focus on what is in front of you now. Yeah, it's all that disappointment and the hope that but they're saying here, like, the change and excitement and opportunity for advancement, it's all right there if you're in the present. And she's even releasing this bag, like, release this baggage. That's what I heard. Awareness exercise. Bring awareness to your body and your surroundings. Try not to let your mind drift toward future tasks or past memories. Let everything fall away, literally fall away, yeah, and just be. Notice Notice where you are and how you feel, and focus on the details of this present moment as an artist would. Look at the light, the shapes, the shadows, the colors, and the texture of what is before you. And that's what I'm telling you. They're trying to get your attention by showing you all these things, and they want you to, like, stay focused on that. Just how I even noticed, like, this card and then the other card had the same symbol from a different deck, like that little symbol there. Yeah. Just like I was talking about. Once you have connected with the present, take time to ask yourself if there is anything that needs to come forward now. You can also just rest in the space, enjoying the beauty of your present moment. Yeah, they're saying that you can do a journal practice here. What do you feel when you practice presence? Are there any feelings or sensations that arise during this practice that may stop you from being fully present? If so, sit with these feelings and ask yourself where they might be coming from. Oh, look, in the very next page it says, be still. So note, the practice of presence can be life-changing. If you become overwhelmed at all during this practice, please take a step back and resume when you are ready. So that, because it can bring up emotions and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So that's that one. And you want me to do the action one, so 33 in reverse. In reverse, it's indecision leading to stagnation, letting your talents go to waste. Yeah, because you're a rare being. Allowing your creative energies to be drained and neglecting your relationships. Affirmation here is, my contributions to the world are beautiful and meaningful. But where it's in the reverse, that's why you have, like, this disappointment and you feel like there's no hope. You're really struggling. You're struggling a lot right now, actually. Number 43. Let's see what 43 has for you. For 43. Look at that quiet wisdom. You know what? I just noticed something. Here's something funny for you. See this card, be present, is number 3. And then when I was reading it, and then I noticed like be still is number 4. And then, so that's like 3, 4. And then here you got 4, 3. See, it's those little things. It's Spirit's taught, like I'm right in this moment. And then I'm in the next moment. So quiet wisdom. And that is for this one of the first cards that I pulled out. So this quiet wisdom. There is wisdom in knowing there is wisdom in knowing when to speak and when to remain quiet. The value of the personal can be dismissed too readily, as though something doesn't matter unless it is seen publicly. You'll recognize when it is time to share with others and sense that it is coming from a place of honor and respect for what is offered. Yeah, I don't think, I think they were talking about that, to be silent right now, and you're just trying to sort things out. You're trying to figure some things out because you're having these deja vus. You're not really resonating with the people you always resonated with. You just feel like, there's always this resistance, and that's that stagnation they're talking about. And you just feel like this, this struggle all the time. But they're saying that there is hope. Okay. You'll recognize when it's time to share with others and sense that is coming from a place of honor and respect for what is offered, rather than a need for external validation to prop up a lack of inner valuing. Keeping certain things out of the public eye until the right time, or perhaps always, is also a method of protection from those who do not have healthy boundaries and through jealousy or other wounded behavior based or ill will are intent on disparagement or destruction. Keep your treasures to yourself until you can stand true in your essence, regardless of the play of darkness and light around you. That's why they're talking so much about the darkness and light. That's why. Because they're asking you to be quiet, to have that wisdom, the quiet wisdom. And I even wrote down the word wisdom. I wrote down instincts and wisdom. So listen to your instincts about, and like do this reading and seek that knowledge, because they are telling me that you're a psychic and you are understanding on a deeper level. And they're also talking about, these dreams form spiritual realizations, and that's what's happening to you. Look into this further so you can yeah, that's what it is. See, and it's invisible to the eye. What you're going to be looking into, what you're feeling, what you're sensing, what you're thinking, it's not something that's tangible. It's not something that you can just pick up and say, yeah, look, see what I have, see what I dreamed of, and now here it is. It's something that you need to keep quiet about until you have some of your abilities developed. Yeah, look, and the tree came out here, and the fairy came out here on top of, and the unicorn also came out on this breathe in. So perhaps to do this in nature, because it has the stars too, right? See, this is all the light that's coming down that's trying to... All right, Spirit. This one here, and then this one. Okay, so page 98 and 99. So they're telling me here, oh, geez, I don't think this is the beginning of that. Oh, okay. because of the hope. Okay, so it's called Nothing Wrong, page 96. If someone breaks your heart, let me tell you that there is nothing wrong with you. Sometimes people don't appreciate someone who gives them all the rivers of love. You see, nobody taught those people good manners and how to behave with love. Be honest, be kind, cherish, respect, protect, heal, believe, forgive, love. They only muddle pure hearts. And nobody taught you that these people act like thieves who steal the innocence of a loving heart only to throw it in the trash, like an apple core. Nobody told you that these people are sick, for only sick people destroy love, ruin hearts, and tear apart innocence. Nobody told you walk away from people with unhealthy feelings and immature souls. You can't craft their lives into something beautiful. They can't love. They can't offer you dignity. Walk away from them. I checked to see if it's still recording. I remind you, there is nothing wrong with you. It is just that nobody taught you the immeasurable value of your pure heart. Nobody told you how beautiful you are, how worthy of love you are. Oh, Spirit, I'm getting all teary-eyed. Whoever is listening to this is like shedding tears. Okay, you are a gem. Just like I said, you're rare. You're a rare being. Brilliant like a diamond and warm like a ruby. Even if you are heartbroken now, you still shelter a pure soul inside your chest. Oh, Spirit. Even if you feel rejected now, you nonetheless hunger for happiness. For you are still innocent and beautiful. That's why it was about that baby being birthed, because you're innocent and you have a pure heart of a newborn baby. And you know, when you start waking up to your psychic abilities and this stuff, it's like you're a child, because you don't know anything. You don't know what's going on. You don't know how to feel and cope and like process all the information, all these signs and signals that you're getting, all these, oh yeah. There's nothing wrong with you. When you find true love, you will look wonderful, because your heart is already a pearl wanting to find a home in the shell of happiness. See, it has a shell here. But what they're saying is that when you start on this path, like they're saying here, if you take this path, they're going to help you let go of all this baggage. They're going to help you be in the light, understand the dark, but be in the light. Remove some of these unfortunate struggles that you've gone through. They'll replenish this hope in your soul, but it all starts with being present and doing this breath work. And now gold. I am not afraid anymore. All the fires that tried to scorch my soul didn't burn it to the ground, but instead turned it into gold. Now I know my worth. I have discovered it through the hell of suffering. And seeing, this is what they're talking about. Yeah. This is what causes a lot of awakenings too, is just going through like these terrible breakups and all that, because that's what they're talking about. Releasing the old people that are the negative people that aren't a part of your world anymore, and that is a painful process as well. Is there anything else, Spirit? What's that? This one here, internal light. Look at that on the bottoms. Be present. Look. Be present. Twice. So I think they're trying to tell you to get out of this old Oh my gosh, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm literally having a deja vu right now. I saw me do this reading. Prayer and meditation, yes. That is with the breath work, the prayer and meditation, yeah. You may not recognize me, but I am all around you. I am in the trees you walk by, in everything you see and do not see. And that's what I was saying earlier, the invisible. I wrote down, what did I write down again? Invisible to the eye. Look at that. See what I did? Right there. Right under the luminous light. It's invisible to the eye, but it's there. In the hidden world around you and within you. And you, dear soul, are a hologram that shines even brighter in the darkness, as is light. And see what I mean? Like, they keep talking about that darkness. See, you might be in this darkness right now, but you still, this is what is in you. So even though it could be really dark, you're still lighting. You're being lit. Like, you're lighting up your own path. You have the control over all this. Look at another feather here. The angels are here for sure. Okay, Spirit. Okay, I heard even though you're in the dark, there's always going to be light around you. They're always going to be like leading the way. There's, you know what I mean? All right, Spirit, want me to cut it? All things must pass, yeah. When a storm flows into your life, remember that it's just passing by. All will pass. Life is perpetual movement. There is peace. Yes, and that card came out about finding, like, having peace. There is peace always in your higher mind and spirit. Let there be also be peace in your heart. Okay, and this one here, be present again, Spirit. Look, dwelling on the past or future keeps us from experiencing the infinite creative power of now. When you make conscious choices to be fully present in each moment, you open yourself up to the endless possibilities of the universe, and magic works its way into your life. Trust your feelings. That's your intuition. That's your instincts. That's your intuitive abilities. Let go of beliefs that no longer serve you. Replace them with positive thoughts. Look at that. Working towards positive change and intentions. Listen to your wise heart, for it is the voice of your soul and your inner compass. Don't give up on your dreams and passions. Pursue them with empathy, kindness, and love. And that started the whole thing about the dreams. I was talking about the dreams and the deja vus. And all things must pass. Yeah. So that's what they're talking about. See how they had it do this prayer meditation, and then present came out twice, actually 3 times. Okay. So that's the message today, I guess. Is that it, Spirit? They said yes for now. So that's the message today, is to be present and do this breath work. And do some prayer and meditation, get some books out, do a little bit of research, trust your feelings, and all this pain, it will pass, because like they said, like, you know, everything's always constantly changing, and then you're in another day and you'll feel better the next day, and maybe the next day you'll feel worse again, and then you'll feel better again, but you'll shift back and forth. However, Spirit is bringing you all these messages, and on those days that even if you're feeling low, and you see how they have all these white birds and the feathers, you could just find a feather, and that is just a reminder that you're not alone, and that they are sending you a message. And you can just look all those things up, and it'll give you whatever messages that they're trying to tell you for that day and that moment. And with that, Spirit, I'm going to close the reading. Thank you very much for the wonderful message, and I hope this is really helpful to the people that are waking up to the reality of, you know, the people in their lives are not the people that you've grown away, because if you're coming into a whole different cycle, then you're going to be different, and they're going to be different to you. So with that, sending love and light always, and I hope this finds you well.